What's good, y'all? Back again. Another day. We got another one for you tonight. Um, of course, we're going live until 500 subscribers, which, by the way, shout out to all of the new subscribers. Right now, we are sitting at a smooth, hold on, let me check, because it's been going up. A smooth 436. 436. So we are 64 away from 500. So shout out to all of the new subscribers. Welcome to Yorktown. Shout out to everybody that's been here since day one. Shout out to all of the day twos and day threes. I appreciate everybody that takes a chance on Yorktown, man. Welcome. So that Madden that you see in the background, of course, is Coy. He is in my room playing Madden. So yeah, that's just how we rocking tonight. But what I wanted to talk about is one of my favorite artists. He just dropped a new album Friday, and I know everybody's checking out the 21 Savage and all of the other stuff that came out. I think Kid Cudi came out with another album. I got to get to that. But honestly, all I've been listening to musically is Bruiser Wolf, man. So for those of you who don't know, Bruiser Wolf is signed to Danny Brown, Bruiser Brigade, and Bruiser Wolf, man. If you like punchlines and you like bars, then you're gonna love Bruiser Wolf, man. It's almost like spoken word, man, because it's just like bar after bar. It's nothing but bars. Um, but he does have range. I'll say that. Bruiser Wolf will give you a story. He had a song, Mama Was a Dope Fiend. Obviously, the title is self explanatory. Um, and on this latest album, he actually had a song that was called Waiting in the Lobby. And it's talking about his son. And I ain't going to get no spoilers, but it's as real as it gets, man. So I'm a huge Wolf fan. He's like I said, he's one of my favorite newer artists. Um, the first album, you gotta check it out. It's crazy. The second album is actually very good as well. I like that he reached out and he got Harry Fraud. Fraud is nice. Fraud is up there, man. Alchemist is my favorite producer, and Harry Fraud is definitely up there. I wouldn't say that he's like Harry Fraud is definitely top 10 in my opinion because he has his lane, he sticks to it, and he only works with certain people, and the people that he works with, they make good combinations. So on the first track, you got "Let the Boys Eat," which is a Fraud production, and I'm sold off the rip. Then the song Too Bad, when I listen to Too Bad, I can tell like, so here's the thing about artists, the first album, they're talking about their life leading up to where they are when they make that album. The second album is like where I'm at now and I could tell the song is Too Bad and it's talking about two bad women. And so I'm like, okay, I could tell my boy Wolf is out here on tour living life going in. And I love that for him, man. Just it's cool, man. It's nice to see the progression and the elevation. I think my favorite song, if I had to pick one, would be Skywalking. Because Skywalking is just a song. He starts off by saying, just let me talk you know what I mean? And that's exactly what he did. Like he just started going in, just giving bars and bars and bars and bars and bars. I'm like, all right, this is what we needed, man. This is what we needed. So he gave us that. Um, I also noticed that in this album, he went with more of a Detroit sound as well. So usually, well, the first one, it was definitely more sample heavy. And this one has a lot of samples too. And when I say sample heavies, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that the samples are a bad thing at all. I'm just saying that it didn't really have that just Detroit aesthetic sound to it. Like, Detroit music and Detroit beats when you hear it. This one, definitely, I could tell he made it for Detroit. And also what I like about Bruiser Wolf is even though he talks about, you know, illicit activities and things like that, he doesn't just paint. We got my guy Bacon in the building. What's going on, Bacon? I hope everything's well, my guy. Bacon is one of the architects of Yorktown. He's been here since day one, man. A true a true rider, man. Shout out to my boy Bacon, man. I love when I see Bacon's name in the building, man. Bacon is, like I said, he's one of the Bacon is like an architect or a founding father of Yorktown. You know what I'm saying? Bacon was in the trenches, man. So shout out to my boy Bacon. But yeah, what I like about Bruiser Wolf is, he doesn't just talk about the good. He's like, yo, you can get years, or it's more than one side to the story, and I think that that's super cool. It's like that young, well, not even that young. It's like that OG that just comes and gives you game. Like, yo, this is what I did, and this is what I've been through, but this is what could happen. It's like a one-way trip to Rikers Island right here, so you got to be careful. I'll say a surprise on that album actually was Trinidad James. Like, Trinidad James was actually rapping. I'm like, oh, okay, like it's cool. So yeah, man, I definitely say, I'm a Bruiser Wolf fan. So you definitely got to check out my stories. Got stories. I'm a talk about music a little more. Like, I don't like to get into the messy and all that other stuff, but we can definitely do a couple reviews. You know, I'm not gonna rate it. Just because I don't know. I'm not gonna rate it, but I would definitely say in comparison to himself, I can see the growth and the elevation. And also, he dropped a lot of freestyles and releases leading up to the album. And it's like none of those freestyles or none of those old punchlines or anything that he used in the past showed up on his album. So it's like not really no recycled material or no throwaways or anything like that. It's like he really took his time and curated and selected these songs. So shout out to Bruiser Wolf, man. But that's it for tonight. Make sure you stay tuned. We got the vlogs popping back up. Um, I think I'm gonna start another series just talking about what it's like to be unemployed, because it seems like that's what people like, man. So we're gonna go in that lane a little bit more. I'm gonna talk about that and just how we out here maneuvering and moving, and we almost there. Hey, they are, man. The streams are kind of short, bro. I don't know. I got to get back in my bag to do the long ones. Shoot, I ain't even gonna lie, Bacon. New Year's, I was going for like 5, 6 hours. I think I did 10 hours that day or 11, something like that. So yeah, we've been we've been chilling, man. But how's everything been in your way? How's school going, Bacon? I got time to chop it up with you.
6 hours.
I did too. Remember?
Huh?
I did too.
I thought about the one that you started at 8.
Yeah, one was 6 and the other one was like 5. So it's-
You did
we
too?
yeah, we did. I think you went to sleep, but yeah, we did like 11 hours New Year's. Like, it was really went in. It's been good, just on the grind. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Make sure you're keeping those grades up, guy. Um, you know, what are what are you focusing on? I got time to chop it up with my boy Bacon, man. I ain't seen him in a minute. So what are you focusing on? What do you want to be? What's going on with school? What are you doing? Let me see. I love talking about school. School, professional development, self development, all of that stuff. That's where I live, man. Just focusing on being a better version of yourself. I ain't mad at that. And let me say this while I got Bacon here too, man. I noticed that there's been a trend lately. I want to say since around 2015, 2016, where people were acting like, going to school was pointless, or, just it didn't have any value or anything like that. I don't know. I'm just in high school currently, so I don't have a thought yet. That's cool, man. You got time. You know what? I wish somebody told me in high school, and maybe it'll have some value for you or not. I would say, you don't have to know exactly what you're doing now, but I would definitely say focus on something that you enjoy doing. So start looking at the subjects that you study now. Like, if your favorite subject is history, or if you like math or science or something like that, then you definitely want to think about something in those types of fields. If you're more of a hands-on type person, and you might want to look at trade school, college isn't for everybody, but there's a lot of alternatives. Right now, the trades are making a lot of money. So people laugh at plumbers, but plumbers make 6 figures. Brick masons, electricians, all of those things. And then those are skills that are actually needed because you're always going to need electricity as long as there's grids up and as long as, people have houses and we live in this society, you're always going to need electricians. People are always going to need somewhere to live. So you're always going to need an architect to design the house. You're always going to need, plumbers to make sure that the bathrooms work. So, don't just limit yourself and think that you have to go to college in order to get, to make a healthy lifestyle or support yourself. There's a lot of alternatives, trade schools, certifications, things of that nature, where you don't necessarily have to go to college. I remember I went to college for education to be a teacher, and I was only making $30,000, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm not job shaming or anything like that, but what I'm saying is, if imagine making that in today's climate where money doesn't stretch that far, and we're in a very tight situation. So you definitely want to think about getting into something that you can do for a long time. And then also with skill sets, you work under somebody for a while, but then you go out on your own, and then your income earning is unlimited. Like you can do your own thing. Right now I'm going back and I'm getting skills and learning trades because I started late because I went to college. And again, college isn't a bad thing. I just say, unless you want to be like a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher, then college might not be the best option. um but college is good for networking. College is good for building relationships, especially if you go to like a Ivy League college or a well respected college where there's a lot of alumni that you can network with and build with. Then there's definitely options and opportunities. So just weigh your options, man. You definitely got time, man. He reminds me of Sugar Free. Yeah, he does have that Sugar Free vibe. For sure. Sugar Free will bar you up too, man. Oh yeah. Shout out to my guy Matt, man. Another very, very, very supportive, positive guy, man. Shout out to my boy Matt. But yeah, I am gonna go before I get in trouble. I gotta spend some time with the wife. And that's the other thing, Bacon. You gotta remember too, I'm married, man. So I can only give X amount of time. And plus with me doing the vlog, again, I'm editing and then I gotta spend time with the kids. So, for me to do those hour streams and 2 or 3 hours or 5 or 6 hours, it's a lot. And I ain't saying I'm not gonna do them no more. Don't get it twisted. They're definitely coming. But what I'm saying, we just gonna do what we can. So make sure you check out the vlogs, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Oh yeah, no doubt, man. I just remember my high school career. Like a lot of people were just talking foolishness, man. It's like, it's hard to find solid advice because what you'll find is a lot of adults don't mature. Like they just stop growing mentally and they don't really have life experience outside of their bubble. So, you'll have a lot of people that give you bad advice, or they'll give you good advice for them, but not just good general advice that you can use to make your life better. Like trades are slept on, man. Like, they, and it's crazy because people, I give you a scenario and then I'm gonna go for real. So, not my last job, but the job I worked for previously was a hedge fund, and they bought houses um, and turned them into rental properties. So they would buy houses, fix them up, and then rent them out, and then they make the rent money. And I remember we went to this meeting, and the meeting was at a restaurant, a very fancy restaurant here in Charlotte, Del Frisco's. And the purpose of the meeting was so that they could form a committee so that they could go to the politicians, and not only go to the politicians, but so that they could, get with the news and start writing articles about how, they needed more Americans to get into trades. Because what happened is, since so many people wanted to go to college and not pick up trades, then a lot of people started going south of the border to get them to do trades, and they started cornering the market. So, they were sitting there having a meeting in the committee trying to figure out, number one, how they could get more involved in the schools. Bye bye. And get the schools to talk about, trades, or, they were like, it got so detailed. They were talking about, figuring out how they could start their own trade schools just so that they could teach people and educate them so that they could get into the trades and have more skilled laborers, because there's a lot of people are just sleeping on the opportunity. It's just a vacuum right now. Like if you're a mechanic, if you're an electrician, if you're a plumber, you can basically set your own prices because there's only like 5 or 6 plumbers. So who else you gonna go to? And then you set up a payment plan or whatever the case may be. Like you are making bread because you don't have that much competition. um just and like I said, a lot of people just don't have that type of knowledge or wisdom because they live in certain bubbles. So I always feel like if I could give back or I could give some game or help somebody out, I'm definitely going to do it, because I wish somebody gave me that game. Like I wish somebody told me, I know you think you want to be a teacher, but you really want to be in real estate. So you need to figure out how you can find your way into real estate and do that. My life would have been totally different, but hindsight is what it is. So I say all that to say, because y'all know I'll ramble in a heartbeat. Um, you know, just take a look at the world and don't wait until you graduate. I know, there's a lot of stuff going on every day, but just kind of pay attention and think about, what's something that you could do and you'll find. And tech, that's another one. That's a really big one. They always need programmers, they need coders, they need people to create email campaigns and marketing and all of that. So, there's a lot of options out there. But like I said, I'm gonna go, man. I gotta spend some time with the wife. Now that the kids are asleep, as y'all can see, my oldest just went back in his room. So yeah, man, I'm gonna holler at y'all. But we coming right back again tomorrow. So like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Appreciate y'all stopping by and kicking it with your boy.